Hello friend, in today's video I'm going to break down why the pros use channel strips when they mix and why you should too. I'll walk you through some of my favorite channel strips and share some practical tips to help you get started right away. If you've ever been curious about mixing with channel strips and what the true benefits are, then this video is for you, so stick around. Okay gang, welcome back to the channel. So today's video I'm going to show you 5 or 6 channel strips that I rely on quite heavily when I mix all in the box. Now if you missed part 1, where several months ago I showed you some channel strips and the ones that I have been using for years, some of the more popular ones, click the link in the description box below. That was a really popular video. This time we're going to show you completely new channel strips that I didn't show you in the first video and tell you a little bit about why I like them. And then also, again, going to share with you a little bit about why you should use channel strips. Why do pros use them? Why do I use them? Why do I recommend them to people when they first start learning how to mix? Once you get beyond knowing the basics of EQ and compression, I always suggest channel strips. The biggest reason is the sound. Most of us that are mixing, you listen to commercial music and you've been listening to music for the last, however, if you're over the age of 30, you've been listening to music for the last 15 to 20 years, if not longer, and all of your favorite artists, regardless of genres, 9 out of 10 times, those commercial releases, especially if you're talking about 70s, 80s, 90s, and in the early 2000s, they were all recorded and mixed on analog consoles, much like I have here. This is an SSL Origin, which is based on the 4KE channel strip from the mid-1980s. It has a very familiar sound. The sound of those commercially released records in part are the sound of the equipment and of the console. So by using a channel strip in the digital world, you get yourself much closer to that sound that is familiar to our ears from listening to commercial music all these years. That's step number 1. I get a lot of students say, my records just don't sound cohesive and they sound a little disjointed. I can't get them to sound the way I want. And a lot of times I'll say, well, are you mixing with channel strips? They're like, no, I'm mixing with a FabFilter EQ here and I'm mixing with an SSL thing here, and they got a big mishmash of plugins and there's no cohesion to the mix. And that's the second point. Channel strips, when you put them across all your tracks, are going to give you a sense of cohesion. You're running all of your tracks through those channel strips, again, much like I'm doing here on an analog console. And not only gives it a little bit of glue and it gives it a little bit of consistency, it's also going to add a little bit of compression without even using the compressor, just by running the tracks through it before we've even started adding processing. So that's reason number 2. Reason number 3 is you got to use a lot less plugins in your DAW. You can really scale down the amount of plugins that you use. Why? Because a channel strip is going to have 3 to 4 plugins all in one. Let me show you. The first channel strip we're going to take a look at. This is the Universal Audio SSL 4000E channel strip. This plugin is kind of based on this console here. And what do I mean by 3 to 4 plugins all in one? Well, if you look over here at the top left, we have our preamp, our line inputs here. So we have a preamp plugin. We have a dynamic section, which is a compressor and a gate. That can sometimes take 2 separate plugins. We have an EQ section here. And then we have a filter section here as well. So you have 5 different mini plugins all inside of one plugin, which is great. So the goal or the tip that I want to give you when you're using channel strip is you want to put them across all your tracks. It's one of the first plugins I put in my insert chain, is put these across all your tracks and use all of these sections of the plugin on all of your tracks. That's going to give it that glue. So this one I really like by Universal Audio. This is, again, the SSL 4000E channel strip. There are many companies on the market that make these. I showed some of those in part 1 of this channel strip video I mentioned a little bit earlier. Again, link will be in the description box below. But this is an oldie or a goodie. This was the first SSL channel strip that I ever used when it first came out. God, it's got to be 15 years ago. Now they've revised it since then with newer technology. They've done a better job modeling. It looks exactly the same, but it's been refreshed and been remodeled, if you will, I believe in late 23, 2024. Sounds fantastic. This is a native plugin, so it's part of the UAD Spark membership. You don't need hardware for this any longer. This is a wonderful channel strip. SSL channel strips are great. All the companies make really good ones. This is one of my favorites. Okay, the second channel strip I want to show you, this again is a little bit of a sleeper. This one has a unique sound to it that's not very common. Now, one of the benefits to using a channel strip such as this is by Universal Audio. This is called the Century Tube channel strip. It's not based on any particular console like the SSL, right? This is based on different pieces of vintage classic hardware that they modeled, and they kind of put it all together inside of a channel strip. So it has a little bit of a unique sound to it, and it's a tube-based modeling, which has a completely different sound than the SSL, which is more VCA-based, not tube-based. This is another wonderful channel strip. This is part of the UAD Spark program as well. It's a much simpler channel strip to use, has a lot less controls on it, but you still have a lot of the same features as the SSL. We have a preamp here, a tube preamp. We have a filter section here. We have a simple equalizer here. And then we have a compressor here, an opto compressor here. So you still have 3, 4 of the 5 in here. You just don't have a gate here. Really, really great, unique sound. If you're looking for kind of that fat, rich, warm sounds, this is a great channel strip to have in your arsenal. And again, you don't need Universal Audio hardware to have it. Fantastic channel strip. I really love this one. The Universal Audio Sentry Tube Channel Strip. Hello friend, I hope you're enjoying the video. Hey, if you want to learn more about working with channel strips and how to turn your DAW into an analog studio workflow, check out my new course, Mixing with Analog Style Plugins Made Easy, the 2025 edition. You'll be mixing faster with far less plugins and processing, and your mixes will sound way more consistent from project to project. And right now you can get a 25% discount by using the coupon code YouTube25 at checkout. All the links are in the description box below. I'll see you inside the course. Now back to the video. Okay, the next one I want to show you again is another Universal Audio plugin. This is the Helios plugin, or I think they call this the Helios Type 69. This is based on an old Helios console. Now this one is a little bit, again, there's no one that really makes a channel strip like this. It has a very, very unique sound that goes all the way back to the early 70s. But just like the other channel strips, we have ourselves a simple EQ here and a little bit of a filter section, but there's no dynamics in this. So in some of these older consoles, especially back in the early 70s, didn't have compressors on them. They were just simple EQs and filter sections. So they would use additional outboard compressors like 1176s or LA2As or Fairchilds or whatever the studio had. But again, using something like this across all of your tracks, it's almost like a little bit of a built-in compressor as the signal comes into it. Super unique sounds. If you're looking for something of that old classic rock kind of a vibe, this is something to definitely check out. The Universal Audio Helios Type 69 channel strip. I don't think there's another company on the market that makes one. I could be wrong. You can let me know in the comments below, but I don't think so. But when I'm looking for that old 70s kind of classic rock vibe, a lot of times I turn to this. It's never let me down. I encourage you to check this one out, the Helios Type 69. Okay, now we're going to move away from Universal Audio. We're going to jump into another plugin company that I really love, and I didn't feature in the first channel strip video I did several months ago. This is by Kit Plugins. Love Kit Plugins. What's unique about Kit Plugins is they have exclusive access to Blackbird Studios, the famous Blackbird Studios with John McBride, and they've modeled some of his personal consoles in that studio. Here is one here. This is the API console that they modeled. This is called the BB Blackbird A5. This is based on their API console in Blackbird. Again, hundreds if not thousands of famous commercial releases have been mixed on this thing, recorded through and mixed on this API, every genre of music you could possibly imagine. And again, just like a lot of these other channel strips, we have a mic pre section, we have a filter section, we have an EQ section here. Again, no dynamics in this one, but we have the EQ, the filters, and the preamp section. The other thing that they've done here is some of these companies, and Kit is one of them, where they've actually modeled the actual noise or the electronic hum that you have in the consoles. Part of the unique sound that comes from these consoles is some of the electronic noise that you don't really hear. It's not really audible, but it's kind of in the bottom of the mix, and it's adding harmonics and a little bit of distortion and just that vibe. It's part of that vibe where they had to record things really super hot and loud to get over the noise floor in some of these old consoles, and they've actually modeled some of that. And the great thing about this is you can control how much of that noise you want in your signal, or you can get rid of it altogether. They've also modeled the master bus here, the master bus fader here, which is kind of cool. Again, just adding a little bit more rich harmonic content. And again, that glue that glues your mix together. Simple, Throw this across all your tracks, and now you instantly have that API sound. So this is the BB A5 by Kit Plugins. Okay, the next one we have here by Kit Plugins, this is a great one. This is the Blackbird, this is the BB N105. This is based on John McBride's highly modified and customized Neve console in his studio. There's nothing else in the world that's like that. It is super unique, and bands from all over the world, artists from all over the world, travel to Blackbird just to record and mix through this console. That's the kind of unique sound you have, and now you have it in plug-in format. Again, you have a preamp section, an EQ section. You can turn the analog hum on and off, and you can adjust that as well, like we just talked about, and you have a master section. This is exactly what is on that console. Again, no dynamics, because that console doesn't have dynamics built in. API and Neves typically didn't have dynamics in their console. Only SSL had those. So this is, again, another fabulous, fabulous plugin. Sounds completely different than anything else that's out there. And what's great about this is not just any old Neve console, right? It is the highly modified Neve by John McBride and his team. Wonderful, wonderful plugin. So definitely check out Kit Plugins and check out not only that API, but this Neve BB105 and 105. I think you're really going to dig it. Hello friend, I hope you're enjoying the video. Hey, if you're serious about becoming a better mixer, then check out the mixingacademy.net. Every month you'll get a brand new set of multi-tracks and mix along with me step by step and learn the why behind every mix decision. You'll also connect with other mixers, join me for live coaching calls, and I'll personally give you feedback on your mixes each month. Click the link in the description below and check out the mixingacademy.net. Now back to the video. Okay, in the last channel strip we're going to look at today, this is by Waves. This is the Magma Tube channel strip, another one of those tube old school from way back in the Abbey Road days channel strips here. This thing, again, it's got that fat, thick, really rich and round and creamy type of a sound. You have a drive section here that you can adjust. Again, you have a simple high, mid, and low, bass, mid, and high EQ. And this one also has a dynamic section and a gate built in. It's got a smash section to over compress. It's got a compander or part of their simple compressor, and then the master bus section. Again, this thing just sounds wonderful. I love Waves and what they do with their old school, like the EMI type stuff. In the last video that we did about channel strips, we talked about their Abbey Road collection, the Red collection, which I think is fantastic. The EMI TG12345, that was in that last video. Again, you can check the link in the description box. Here it kind of goes along that same line, but this is all like a tube. This is a tube-based console. Wonderful, wonderful plugin. Again, you can get this at Waves. Hell, if you don't have their subscription, you can buy this for probably less than 30 bucks a few times during the course of the year. They always put their stuff on sale throughout the year, especially Black Friday sales. Check this out again. If you want something different that doesn't sound like the same thing, it doesn't just sound like another SSL or another API, this is something that can really work well. Okay, that's a look at another 5 or 6 channel strips here. That gives you a nice selection, and they all sound completely different from each other. So if you have 5 or 6 different channel strips, depending on the project and the sound you're going for, one of those channel strips is going to cover that. So not only are you going to have a more consistent sound, but you're going to find that your mixes from project to project are going to become more consistent when you start working with channel strips, and you're going to find your mixes are going to come together much, much faster, and it emulates more of that workflow. So I want to thank you so much for checking out these channel strips today. As I said at the beginning of the video, thank you for sticking around. I want to give you something for free. So go out to homerecordingmadeeasy.com and get that free mixing course. It's right on the homepage. It's worth $100. It's my gift to you just for visiting homerecordingmadeeasy.com. And if you want to check out one of my other paid training courses, like Mixing with Analog Style Plugins Made Easy, you heard about that a little bit earlier in this video, I want to give you a 25% discount coupon code. That coupon code is YouTube25. You throw that in at checkout, it will take 25% off any training course on the website. Until the next video where we do some more cool things with channel strips, I've been Dave with homerecordingmadeeasy.com. Thank you so much for watching me, everybody. I'll see you guys in the next video.